Hi everybody, and welcome to the Highway 69 Republican and Conservatives meeting. This is our COVID-19 virtual meeting where we're recording candidates. It'll be uploaded live on the Prescott E-News website and Facebook page, and I'll share the links with our membership newsletter. During this show, our first guest is Hal Bray. Hal is the chairman of the Finance Committee for the Yavapai County Republicans Committee. So Hal, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Steve, and thanks for inviting me today. It's a pleasure being here. I actually moved to Yavapai County about 15 months ago, and coming here, I had been on the Republican Committee in California, and had also been a member of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. And as part of that, part of my outreach program, I at one time, had a discussion with the head of the black community in our county, and we had come to a dinner, and she said to us, "Where the hell have you been? It's about time you guys showed up at something. You have left me out here by myself for 25 years.
Wow.
And so that kind of hit me, and I thought, it's one thing that we need to do as Republicans, especially in a county now where we have 46,000 independent voters,
Right.
that we need to reach out to people. So far this year, we've done a couple of charity events. We did a charity event with the Salvation Army, with Selena Bliss and Harry Oberg, and we raised about $2,000 and a truckload of food. And we did another charity event with Quan Nguyen and Harry, and we raised $3,500 and 1,200 pounds of food for St. Vincent de Paul.
Wow, that's outstanding.
And you know what? It's fun, it's enjoyable, and it's great to be out in the community. So then it was suggested that we do something for vets, for veterans. So we contacted the U.S. Vets. They have a new housing project in Prescott, and we asked them what we could do for them. Their answer was that so many of their people that are housed, that are at the housing project, have dogs, have service dogs and therapy dogs. They need a place to take those dogs during the day.
Like a dog walk or a dog run.
Right. So they asked us to build a dog run. They said, "Can you raise money? Can you build a dog run?" So, we've met then with the American Legion. They want to be involved, and so we thought we're going to do a picnic.
Okay.
So we're looking at August the 15th to do a picnic. We're talking to the city of Prescott about which park we can rent. And I'm calling it a dual purpose event where we would raise money for the dog run, and we would also have all of the candidates from the Republican Party who have gotten through the primary and who are running in the general election.
Oh, that'd be nice.
So we have a dual purpose to come to a picnic. So we're talking to the vets and the American Legion about how we do, what we do, what kind of food do we provide and so forth. So we're going to kick off their campaigns and raise a little money and have a little fun on August the 15th.
That sounds great.
It'd be fun to have you there.
I will be there. I will grab a hot dog and be in a booth. How's that?
Very good, very good. Well, thank you very much then.
So now, how do people find out a little bit more about this event?
Well, this event will be on the YAVGOP website.
Okay.
We don't have it up yet because we're still working on the details. But
Sure.
As soon as we get those details worked out, then we'll have some information out to the public.
Well, hey, thanks for being on the show. Thanks for doing the event. But really, thanks for volunteering to be our chairman for the Finance Committee of the GOP.
Well, thank you very much, Steve.
Thanks.
All right.
Is Judy Burgess. She's running for Legislative District 1, House of Representatives. Welcome to the show, Judy.
Well, thank you so much for having me here today, and thank you for continuing with the Highway 69 group. I was a founding member of that organization many years ago.
I know that.
And we just love being able to have a meeting right out in that area of Prescott Valley because we needed someone out there to carry the Republican
And we still do.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
Yes.
and hopefully I'm doing a good job. So Judy, tell us a little update, a little bit about you.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for Enos for sponsoring this. First of all, I am a Christian. Life begins at conception. I am pro-family. Family that prays together stays together.
That's a good saying.
I truly believe that my job as a legislator is to stand in the gap between we the people and an overreaching government who loves to raise taxes and impose impossible regulations and burdens, not only as you as a citizen, but also on our capitalism form of government, which kind of stifles the government, that stifles business in so many ways and keeps us from coming to our full potential as a business out in the area. And one of the things that I have been so concerned about is not only the COVID, but then now we have some friendly and not so friendly protests happening in all of our communities and destroying private property and absolutely putting some people out of business and ruining their livelihood. And to me, that is such a big concern because we don't deserve that in the state of Arizona or anywhere in this country. And I'm going to say that my first bill in the up-and-coming legislature is going to be a bill that Sonny Borelli passed a few years ago, and that would make people who bust in rioters and paid them would be responsible to pay the damages. Now, of course, they would have their due process. We would make sure that they were guilty of doing this, but I think it's only fair.
Absolutely.
You pay for the damage, you pay for the cost. So, and with that, I would say that I'm very proud of being a part of our legislature in the past because our past legislators actually boosted our state to #1 in the union for the Second Amendment to the
Absolutely.
Constitution. And I was very flattered to be part of that. And next, our legislature boosted your school choice to be #4 in the nation. So school choice is so important because students need not stay in a failing school, and it's parents' obligation and right to make sure their children receive the very best education possible.
That's right.
So that's what we're working for in the state of Arizona, and we're going to continue doing that. So we're going to go down there and we're going to pass excellent legislation, and the Republicans aren't going to lose the House or the Senate because we think we're right and that we're working very hard to get Republicans elected all levels of government. You know, we have heard that we are targeted in the state of Arizona this year to turn the legislature blue.
I heard that.
And in 2022, the state blew. You know, Socialist Democrats have poured $100 million in this state for the marijuana initiative fellow. And we have a lot of organizations like Planned Parenthood that pour thousands of dollars into candidates' campaigns. We need to pull back on giving our money, tax money, to Planned Parenthood because we don't feel that that's a proper organization. And if you're a pro-life person, that is one of the things that you want to stand against.
That's
and
right.
We do down with the legislation. We work with Kathy Herod over Center for Arizona Policy, and she's a wonderful lady who gets out there and really does her best.
Sent me a survey about a month ago.
Yes, she did. She's
Yeah.
right on top of it.
She is.
So, well, with that, I was going to say that thank you for having me on. And God bless our president. God bless America. God bless the state of Arizona and the people who work so diligently in our state and so dedicated to republicanism and our capitalistic form of government. All of our freedoms that we have today. Bless our military.
Well, and Judy, thanks for serving, but more importantly, thanks for running to serve again.
Well, thank you so much. And I'm asking everybody for your vote, for your support, and thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you. All right, and our next guest is running for Arizona House Legislative District 1, House of Representatives, Quang Nguyen. Quang, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me. Thanks, Prescott News.
Now, I heard that you got some really good news.
I do. And first of all, I want to apologize. I'm not trying to be stylish here. I'm just got off of work, so I threw this thing on. But again, I'm a candidate for the House of Representatives, LD1. I lived in Prescott Valley since 2004. My wife is a school nurse at a local elementary school here.
Yes.
I got a son that's working, college graduate, and my daughter is a senior at the Naval Academy. I'm running as a constitutional conservative, a Republican. Three of the things that I really want to do, Steve, is one, get the economy rolling again.
That's right.
Two, the Second Amendment. We have to continue to defend the Second Amendment or we'll look just like Virginia, right?
Right.
And the third one is basically we need to look at border security.
Right.
Those are the three important things. But rather than telling you what I want you to hear, I would rather have other people speak for me.
Sure.
So I owned a small business for 13 years. I learned how to build a business. And because of my pro-free market, I was endorsed by the Arizona, I can't remember, Free Enterprise Club.
Oh, okay.
So that's important.
That's very good.
I'm running as a constitutional conservative, and therefore I was endorsed by the Conservative for a Constitutional Republic.
Oh, great.
Those are the great two, endorsement. My work with the Second Amendment for the last several years got support from the Arizona Citizens Defense League, PAC. That's also important to me. And because of my work with veterans and my love for this nation and the state of Arizona, I received an endorsement from Colonel Allen West, Councilman Phil Good, and the two former mayors of Prescott, Olberg and Kirkendall.
Oh.
And those are great. They have seen what I've done in the past, and it's not something that I just recently doing. I've been working with veterans functions for like the last 10 years.
Sure.
And you want to hear the great news today?
I do.
It just happened about 2-3 hours ago. I finally received an endorsement from the current sitting House of Representative for LD1, Noel Campbell.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And again, I would just allow other people, I would just have you see what other people see in me rather than me trying to sell you something.
Absolutely. Now tell us, how can we go find out a little bit more about you and your campaign?
Yeah, you can go to Q for Arizona, QFOR Arizona.com, just the letter Q. That's my initial. You can go there and read my entire platform, and you can also go there and make a little donation if you feel like it.
Absolutely.
But I'm running really hard. I think it's one of those things where I really don't need a title, but I really want to serve this state.
You got to get elected to get the work done.
That's right. Serve this district and a citizen of this district. And my main concern is, how do we protect Arizonans? I mean, you look at the nation going up in fire all over the nation, and I want to make sure that LD1 citizens can defend themselves, can fend for themselves, and that's why I'm so adamant about supporting the Second Amendment and fight for it.
Very good. Thanks for being on the show, buddy.
Thank you for having me, sir. Thank
All right,
you.
buddy.
All right.
All right, so here we're at the meat of the show. We have the Prescott Valley Town Council candidates. The first one is Elizabeth Kennedy. Welcome to the show, Elizabeth.
Thanks, Steve.
So tell us a little bit about you.
I moved here about almost 5 years ago from California to come to this beautiful area where it's a great place to raise a family and just the beauty of it, and leave the tax burdens and regulations of California.
Absolutely.
If you go to my website, elizabethkennedy.com, you'll see how I've given back to this community, and I just want to continue to do more. I was asked to step up to run for this town council. Yeah, and I had got the blessing of my husband, and he was the last one. So
great.
I have to have everybody on board.
So now there's a couple of candidates are running. How many open seats?
There are 10 of us for 4 open seats.
Oh, wow. Very good.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was 12, but it got whittled down.
Well, that's a tough campaign season, too.
Well, two years ago, you had to drag people to come in, yeah?
I know. So what made you decide to run?
I'm so proud of this town. I moved straight from California to Prescott Valley, didn't stop anywhere else. I want to keep this town going fiscally responsibly, see the programs and things for the families to grow. I got from a constituent, possible, future voter to say, we have a pool issue I didn't know about, so the Mountain View pool needs to be expanded, or we need another pool in the community. We're growing after the census. I think we'll be topping, over 50,000 at least.
At least.
And everybody fill out your census.
Get out the vote too.
Yeah, no, that's important. That brings tax revenue dollars to our area, to Prescott Valley.
Right.
So,
And so what are some of the things you'd like to accomplish if you are elected?
yeah. I'd like to accomplish, number one, the infrastructure issues we have. I talked to a lot of residents in Viewpoint, Pronghorn, and Stone Ridge, where they have one way in and out.
Right.
And there's a couple easy, I don't know how easy it is, but to me it sounds kind of easy. Between Pronghorn and Viewpoint, there's a street called Parkview, very short street, where there's chains up right now. Why don't we just pave that? I believe the town of Prescott Valley owns that. Let's just pave that. And then Stone Ridge, that is a long journey into Stone Ridge.
Yeah.
And if we pave Black Canyon Highway, Old Black Canyon, more for the residents, the first responders, they need that
Right.
access. So that's what I'm really worried about.
Well, the thing that surprises me about Prescott Valley, if you're not in an HOA, there's usually no sidewalks.
Right.
There's usually no streetlights. But what really bothers me is when you're driving down the road and you see a school bus. Kids are running across the street, there's no crosswalks, it's very dangerous. And I think it's something that the town should look at.
Okay, I'll put that on my plate. I haven't heard that one stated,
Yeah.
but I've asked, people asked me for stop signs at Tuscany and where I live in Granville. Four-way stops there at Santa Fe and Tuscany,
Sure.
because the PV police have been patrolling it more than usual
Yes.
and catching speeders.
I live there too, and I see them all the time.
So I've got people, I live, where I live, I can see the new park, my backyard.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, I live where I live, and the residents in my area there, that's their concern, they want four-way stops and crosswalks there.
Oh, excellent. Now,
That part of Granville.
let's go ahead and talk a little bit about why you want voters, or why voters should vote for you.
Why they should vote for me? This is my first time running for a political office. I was elected to the Prescott Area Associated Realtors as first vice president and on their board of directors. I've been on other boards. I'm currently on the Town of Prescott Valley's Municipal Property Corporation board of directors. We're the ones that issue the bonds for the town. I'm honest, my integrity. You can see everything in my face.
Right.
I can't lie. I'm transparent. And I'm outgoing, and I'm here to listen to the residents and to serve them.
About time we had somebody that would listen, I think, on
I
council.
got two good ears.
Good news. Well, Elizabeth, I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks, Steve.
And good luck on your campaign.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
All right. All right, so our next candidate wasn't able to make it today. She had another obligation, but she did send us a video. So we're going to play the video of Mary Williams. She's running for Prescott Valley Town Council.
Hi there, Highway 69ers. Sorry I couldn't be in the studio, but hopefully this will come out okay and I can get my message out. We were asked to answer the question, why should you vote for me? Well, this is preaching to the choir since you're all Republicans, but I am a good conservative Republican member. I'm a past president of RWAP, which some of you may not know. I've been in the area for over 15 years. I'm also your past state president of AZFRW for a couple of terms and basically gave a decade of service to that organization. I've been a precinct committeeman for all 15 years that I have lived in Yavapai County. I have also been a precinct captain, an area director, and so forth. I've tried to do my best to help our county. So anyway, that said, what do I believe? I believe in growth, but we need to control the growth. I think that some of our communities have been very poorly planned as far as ingress and egress. Had I been on council, I would not have voted for those. So we need to be careful with how we grow. But we're going to grow. This is a great place to live. You know it, and I know it. And the second thing that I'd like to discuss is water. And I said this last fall when I was one of the finalists for the council vacancy left by now Supervisor Mary Mallory. We need to move forward and get the Big Chino pipeline built. We have sufficient water, but we need to protect our future. Growth will come. We need to plan for the growth, and a huge part of that is the Big Chino. So I asked for your vote. We drew lots for our positions on the ballot. I'm going to roughly be right in the middle of the ballot, Mary Williams, so please vote for Mary.
All right, and so our next guest is Brenda Dickinson. She's running for Prescott Valley Town Council also. So Brenda, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And so I know you've been out campaigning, and
Yes.
so what are some of the activities you've been involved with?
Well, this last Sunday, I went to Fane Park with my family, my goddaughter and her two 18-month-old twins for the Party on the Porch
Okay.
activity that Prescott Valley is promoting right now in the community.
So those are events to get town council, government staff, police to get out and interact with the community.
It is. However, we didn't have any speakers. Ours was more party at the park
There you go. I like that.
with a multitude of other people who were there to enjoy the water and the weather.
Okay.
Yes, it was
And
very
so
nice.
how's your campaign going?
It's going quite well. This morning I went to Coffee with a Cop.
Oh, that's always fun.
It was very nice. The Back Burner hosted the event in Prescott Valley. And there were probably a good 40, 50 people there, including a number of police officers.
Well, they have to show up.
Yes, and they provided free coffee and cold drinks and hors d'oeuvres. And it was a great opportunity to get together again as a community. They had to postpone the events, obviously, after the first of the year
Right.
due to the pandemic. However, this is an event that they do on a monthly event or a monthly occurrence.
Okay.
And so it was very nice to see people and see nice smiles.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
So what made you decide to run for office?
Well, I've lived here over 25 years, almost 26 this fall. I moved here from Tucson, and I have worked here, lived here, retired here in 2008, and then I got involved. Actually, I got involved as soon as I moved here in volunteer work, and helped to do the weather for the Prescott Valley Days hot air balloon festivals, if you remember
I
when
do.
we had those.
One flew
And-
right over my house.
Oh, yes,
That was
yeah.
amazing.
I actually flew in one.
Oh, wow.
So it was fun. And then I taught at the Prescott Valley Parks and Rec for a couple of years.
Wow.
I taught dance. And then I volunteered with the Yavapai Big Brothers and Big Sisters, not only as a little sister, but I was a member at large
Oh, good.
on their board. And so I've done a lot of volunteer work. I also have attended the Prescott Valley Town Citizens Academy.
Oh, wow.
The
That's good.
Yes, the Prescott Valley Police Citizens Academy, and also the Yavapai County Citizens Academy with the Board of Supervisors.
Good.
So I've become rather educated in the things of Prescott Valley.
That's what we need. That's what we need on council. So what are some of the, if you got elected, which we hope you do, what are some of the things that you'd like to see happen?
I would like to see a little bit more urban renewal. I feel the entrance to Prescott Valley could use a little polishing up. I know that we have in our general plan 2025, there is a Highway 69 Parkway plan that they have been following. And I know right now our resources are rather limited. And however, I do think that the entrance to our beautiful town could use some lifting up.
Some beautification.
Yes, some beautification, exactly, with maybe park benches, some pieces of art, and maybe get the community involved somehow by, presenting their ideas.
Sure.
And yeah, that would be one of my,
Well, I think Prescott Valley is the fastest growing community we have
yes,
in the county,
yes,
if not the whole state.
yes,
So
I understand.
now, is there anything else that you want the audience to know?
Well, there's a discussion that I had with one of the officers this morning about how the community could become engaged and more involved with assisting law enforcement. And one of them one of his ideas was for block parties to be more prevalent in our communities, as well as putting up cameras, CCTVs, closed circuit TVs that would assist the police officers, and they apparently would put these camera locations on a GIS map, and then they would be able to refer to it at any time if
Sure.
they, when they encounter any incidents or crime.
Yeah, I know they're all over.
Yes, and I think that that is a great idea, and I mentioned that I might say something about that.
Well, good. That's a great thing. Well, thanks for being on the show. We certainly learned a lot about your campaign, and we're happy that you're running.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for having me here.
Well, thank you. Thank you. So we're thankful that you tuned in today, listened to the candidates. It's always an honor to listen to people that's willing to volunteer their time for public service, particularly the Prescott Valley Town Council candidates. Their hearts are in the right place. The Highway 69 Republicans and Conservative meeting will start back live next month. If you subscribe to our newsletter, you'll get the dates and times. If you don't, please give me a call or shoot me an email. My number is Steve, or my email is stevemmerwin@gmail. My phone number is 928-710-8257. Thanks and have a great day.